All right. Hello, freshmen. Um, day what? 4 of quarantine. Coming to you from my home office today, um, for the last day that I will be away. So I did get my test results back. What would have been this afternoon for me, but for you was yesterday afternoon. Um, and they were not what I wanted to hear. So I'm still going to be in quarantine until Monday, but I will definitely be back with you guys on Monday, um, and be able to rejoin you because tell you what, I am tired of being stuck in my house and I miss seeing you guys and being in the classroom. So I'm excited to at least know that I can definitely be back on Monday. So all right, but for today, here's what we're going to do. If um, you did not already do so. You should have picked up a piece of loose leaf paper from the handout table, from the front table in the classroom. If you need to go grab one of those sheets of loose leaf paper right now because you don't have one yet, go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds and then I'm going to start going over the instructions on what we're doing. So I'll just pause for a second here. Go ahead and grab a sheet of loose leaf paper if you don't already have one. Hopefully, hopefully Henry has his already so he doesn't have to try to quickly do this in 10 seconds. All right, anyways, here we go. Um, so for the next 5 minutes for your bell work here, here's what you're going to do. You are trying to write the best 3-sentence summary that you can of the plot of The Most Dangerous Game. Now, you're not just trying to consider like what are the main details, the most important details from the plot. You're also going to attempt to use as many vocab words as you can from units 1 and 2 of our vocab, in your summary. So as many vocab words as you can think of that make sense in those 3 sentences, as you're summarizing the plot. Now, as a quick bit of help for you guys here, I did put all of the vocab words from the 2 units up on the screen so that you guys can see them just like at a glance quickly as you're working, so you don't have to get your vocab book out unless you want to. But your Unit 1 terms are up there. You've got phototropic, phosphorescent, photogenic, lucid, elucidate, translucent, circumspect, prospect, specter, invidious, providential, improvise. I definitely think some of those are relevant to our plot from The Most Dangerous Game. And then we've got Unit 2 terms, enunciate, renounce, pronouncement, invoke, provocative, excuse me, revoke, ineffable, infantile, affable, edict, indict, and dictum. So you've got quite a few vocab terms here, and definitely a lot of those that I think could be super relevant to the plot of the story. I'm going to start, I don't know if you guys can see, but hopefully you can, you should be able to, in the top over here, this side. It's hard for me to do this backwards, but on the top of the screen over here, there's a 5-minute timer. So I'm going to start the 5-minute timer, and you got 5 minutes to write a 3-sentence summary with as many vocab words as you can. So summarizing the plot of The Most Dangerous Game. While you guys are working here, I'm just going to kind of sit and read and hang out. I'll give you like heads up about the amount of time left and stuff like that. But 5 minutes starting now. Try to get as many of those vocab words as you can into your 3 sentences. The most important details from the story. Guys still have about 3.5 minutes left here. Guys got about 2 minutes left here. Try to get as many vocab words as you can into those 3 sentences. Make sure that you use them the correct way, though. Don't just throw them in to throw them in. Guys got about 30 minutes, or 30 minutes, 30 seconds left. Go ahead and start wrapping up as best you can here. All right, so that is our 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop you guys there. Even if you're not completely done, that's okay. Go ahead and wrap up where you're at, because these sentences that you just wrote are in service to something greater. Now, I don't know if Mr. Hull's been talking to you guys about your house points earnings, but every single day that he has subbed so far, I've been told that all of my classes have turned in their Chromebooks correctly, and all the behavior is great. So he can't decide like which class is the best class, which means at this point you all have earned 30 points. Every class period has earned 30 points from turning in their Chromebooks correctly, and then I gave each class 5 points each day for behavior. I split up the 20 amongst all the groups. 5 is more than you really would get if I split up 20 points amongst 6 classes, but I gave you each 5 for that. So that would put you at 45 points in total. Now, that does not include yesterday's points from the secret question submissions. I would say I probably got in total about 120 different secret question submissions yesterday that I got to go through today while you guys are in class on Friday. so I can see how many points you get. So you'll find out on Monday how many you got out of that. But today, there's going to be an opportunity for you guys to earn 20 points. Like, that's a good amount of points. It's like almost half of what you've earned in the last 3 days doing this next activity. So I'm going to explain to you right now in just a second what you're going to do. You need those sheets of paper that you just wrote those summaries on because they're going to help you in this next activity. So let me change slides here real fast. So for this next activity, you guys have all written your own individual 3-sentence summaries, but as a class, you're going to come together and collaborate and attempt to write the best summary, like the absolute pinnacle of a summary, the best summary that you could come up with of the plot of The Most Dangerous Game with as many correctly used vocab words as you can. Now, you guys are competing with my other pre-AP 9 classes. So you guys are competing with periods 2, 4, and 6. My regular English classes are competing on a different thing that they're also potentially going to get 20 points for. So you're trying to beat my other pre-AP periods. Again, we're collaborating, okay? This is where it's going to be extremely important for you guys to make sure that you're following those ground rules that we put in place when we're having classroom discussions. Because if you guys are arguing with one another, if you're trying to talk over one another, if you start getting mad and frustrated, these 10 minutes that you're going to have to write this whole summary together as a class is going to go by really, really quickly. So we can't waste our time on those kinds of things. And in order to help facilitate you guys working together and getting all this done, you're going to have one person who is the class representative who's going to go over to the long chalkboard. So you guys are looking at me right now. To the right of you on the wall, that chalkboard over there. Your class representative is going to go ahead and get up during this 10-minute time period and grab a piece of chalk over there and is going to write as you guys are collaborating and discussing and coming up with the summary. So their job is to be the recorder, essentially. They are writing down what you guys are coming up with. And ultimately, they're going to be the ones that write the summary. So they have an important role here, and they really got to make sure that they're helping you guys stay focused as we're doing the 10 minutes here. Now, spelling and grammar are going to count. So even if this individual who is up there is making mistakes and like misspelling things, or maybe they need a comma somewhere that they didn't put, you guys got to help them. Don't be rude about it, but you do need to help them make sure that they're doing those things correctly. All right. Now the class representatives, I just clicked that random generator on my seating chart. So for period 2, your class representative is going to be Hadley. Period 4, it's going to be Joanna. And period 6, it's going to be Sam. So those individuals, right now, I want you to take your loose leaf sheet of paper with you, the one that you wrote your 3 sentences on, because those can kind of help you, right? Like you had some ideas about what you wanted to add to your summary here. So take that paper with you. You're going to go right now, get up, stand next to the long chalkboard on the right side of the classroom, and pick up a piece of chalk. There should be some chalk sitting over there for you to use. And in just a second here, I'm going to start the 10 minutes. So again, remember, we want it to be the best, most detailed, the most important details from The Most Dangerous Game are included, and include as many of those vocab words as you can. You guys got to collaborate. We cannot compete with each other. You can't yell over each other. You can't start getting in arguments here. We got to work together here to do this. Because if it devolves into arguments, you guys are going to waste your 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to move to the next slide. Here we go. Your 10 minutes are going to get started here in just a second. 10 minutes are starting now. I'll give you guys reminders about the time, but go ahead and get started. Okay, almost 2 minutes down already. Keep making sure you're getting the most important details. Think about what vocab words could fit into these sentences that you guys are coming up with. Check spelling, check grammar. Make sure we're collaborating and not competing. Guys got about 5 minutes left, so almost half of your time is gone. About 3.5 minutes left. Keep looking through that summary, asking yourself, are there vocab words that I could fit maybe in these sentences? Where should we put them? One minute left. Start wrapping up here, thinking about how we can improve it in this time we've got. All right, 20 seconds. What are the most important details we need to fix before we run out of time? Five seconds. One. Stop. All right, take your chalk, put it down, put it down. No more writing. Gotta stop. All right. I guess we'll see. Mr. Holt's gonna send me those summaries. I'm curious to see how you guys did here, working together as a class. That's tough, especially in a situation like that where you're harried and you're trying to be quick and you want to win. Okay, so as I said, Mr. Hull's going to email me your guys' summary word for word. So whatever you have on the board right now, even if you misspelled things or there were punctuation errors or any of that stuff, he's still going to send it to me. And I'm going to evaluate which summary is the best. So it covers the most important information and it correctly uses the most vocab terms. You guys are going to know on Monday when I get back, when I'm finally back with you guys, I'll let you know who got those 20 points. I'll update your guys' points on the house cup counters in the back of the room. All right, here we go. So the remaining time in the period, get this to switch here. For the very first thing that you want to do, you're going to want to finish your close reading map notes with your partner, and you can start planning a rough sketch of your Ship Trap Island map. If you want printer paper to do that, I mean, I guess you could just use the back side of the papers that you guys wrote your 3 sentences on if you wanted to, but there should be printer paper on the handout table up there. I asked Mr. Dorman to make sure that that was up there for you guys. So you should be able to find printer paper up there if you want to use that to start doing like a rough sketch of what you want for your map based on your guys' close reading notes. But our goal today is to finish those notes at least, and you can kind of start sketching your map ideas today. Next thing that you're going to worry about is playing catch up. So I've still got some people who are not done with Wednesdays and Thursdays Google Classroom assignments that need to go back and work on those things. So that would be your next goal. If you finish all of that, which I'm doubtful, but if you do, if you're really on it, you guys are just on the ball. You can work on one of the activities that Mr. Dorman printed for you in the front of the classroom. You could do your independent reading because I did not set aside time for that today. So if you want to do some independent reading, you can do that as well. Or you can finish assignments for another class. So those are our goals here for the remainder of the period. As soon as this video stops, Mr. Hull's going to let you guys get up and grab Chromebooks and your printer paper should you need it. Okay? All right. If you end up having questions today, just send me an email. I'm excited to see these summaries and see what you guys came up with. But I'll see you on Monday. You guys have a good weekend. Go to the Ritter game tonight. We're playing Ritter. It's like the best football game of the year. Everybody hates Ritter and wants to beat them. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend.